Yes, even though the odds were against us, we did it. Oh, don't you feel good? 84% of YouTube channels have less than 1,000 subscribers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to PastorKims Corner. Happy Friday to you. I have a scripture for you today. I'm coming from 1 Timothy, the 5th chapter, beginning at the first verse. Do not rebuke an older man harshly, but exhort him as if he were your father. Treat younger men as brothers, older women as mothers, and younger women as sisters with absolute purity. Give proper recognition to those widows who are really in need. But if a widow has children or grandchildren, these should learn first of all to put their religion into practice by caring for their own family and so repaying their parents and grandparents, for this is pleasing to God. I'm jumping down to the 8th verse. Anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. You know, the King James, my grandfather, y'all know, raised me on King James. And so King James Version says worse than an infidel. Okay, so we have to provide. It says provide for your relatives and especially for your own household, because if you don't, you have denied the faith. That's a powerful word for today. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word, and let's get right into today's video. All right, y'all, this is a quick haul from Sam's Club. I got about 1,000 paper plates. No, it's 250 paper plates. They had some Max chicharrones. I tried something new, y'all. I'm trying aluminum foil sheets because we use a lot of aluminum foil. So the sheets are 12 by 10. Okay, so I tried those. I'm trying those. And of course I got the popcorn, the Indiana popcorn, something that we don't need. We got bread. I bought Jimmy Dean sausage. I forgot to get me some, popsicles. I bought butter. I bought the French toast sticks. They done took them out the box. What else? I bought bacon. Did y'all put all 3 of them in here? Okay, yeah, I did buy some bacon, 3 in a pack. I bought the organic ground beef. It's being cooked. We're having nacho night, nacho Thursday.
My thighs.
I be so busy trying to cut your face off, and I be getting other parts of you. I know I bought more than that, y'all.
You bought all them drinks out there in the garage.
Oh yeah, I bought some more LaCroix drinks, some water. So y'all, that's the haul. I mean, I bought like a lot of drinks. I bought water, I bought LaCroix, I bought like 3 things of water from Sam's Club. One of the big ones with the pH in it, and then some regular water. But yeah, it was about $120. But I still feel better going to Sam's Club because, everything you put in the basket is $10. So I got 15 items for $120. I'm feeling good. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Yeah. We're going to be doing a giveaway real soon, y'all. I just got to get organized. You talk about irons in the fire? I got some irons in the fire. Do you hear me? You talk about multiple streams of income. Look, child, I got a lot of things going on, but guess what? I'm going to have to organize my life so I can do this on this day, this on that day. I've been trying to do it for a minute, but I'm going to get there. Get there, get there, get there, get there. I'm going to get there. All right? Friday is talking about YouTube. So we will be talking about YouTube either, if you see this tonight, well, we already talked about it yesterday. I don't know. I just love my little hair. I wish y'all could see it. I got to dye it again. The gray is fighting. It's trying to come in. So I got to dye it. I got to go to Walgreens. Hey everyone, let's talk about YouTube. I just decided to put all of this together because I've been holding on to that little mini Sam's Club video. So we're just going to go ahead on and talk about YouTube. Y'all know I love to talk about YouTube and all of the things about it. And I know some of you probably saying, well, why she talk about YouTube? Like, she's giving us advice, but, like, her views are not so great. Well, it's okay. It's what I do, okay? Teach is what I do when I want to explain to you. Okay, so I miss teaching. What? Okay, so listen, if anybody will hear me, I'm going to tell you something, okay? It's all about the information. And why do you think they give teachers answer keys, okay? Because we don't know everything, okay? We just know how to tell you to implement it, all right? So I'm trying these things out myself. Some I have already tried, some I am trying as I go. But I'm just intrigued because it's all about math, okay? Y'all think YouTube is about YouTube and videos, but it's math. YouTube is a math world. Okay, so today we're going to talk about views and viewers, okay? I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet because the longer I talk about it, the more complicated it gets, okay? YouTube is all about the viewers, all right? What do the viewers want? What are they looking for? What do they like to watch, okay? That's why, if you're a viewer and you watch one channel and you see an advertisement and then you go and watch another channel and you see the same advertisement, that's because YouTube is tracking the viewer. What does the viewer like? What does the viewer like to watch? And ultimately gathering enough data to predict things about you, predict what type of ad you would like to see, predict what type of additional videos you might like to see, okay? They collect data, and make predictions about the viewer, all right? So that's why it's so important to have that, quote unquote niche, because when you have the niche, it's easier for the algorithm to hone in on who your viewers are, what they like to watch, and then continue to push you out into the algorithm. So let's talk about that just a little bit, okay? I may have to take my gum out of my mouth. Okay, so according to YouTube, over the years, of course, they have been collecting data, but on a daily basis, they collect about 80 billion pieces of information about all the channels, all the viewers, all of the content creators. They're constantly collecting information, okay? And if you think about it, think about the when they start giving us the little cards when you go to the grocery store where you can get your discount, do you have your discount card? You put your phone number in, or you break out your little card. So think of it like that. So the card is not to give you discounts per se. They're giving you discounts, but they're giving you discounts for a reason. The card is to track what you buy. So it's tracking who you are, your race, your age, what you buy. It's tracking all of that data for a lot of reasons. It can track it to give it to a third party to say, okay, all people who are 50 and older shop and buy this particular, they'll see what all of certain people have in common, women have in common, women with children. They're tracking all of that information. And so in order to get that information from you, they give you a little coin or coupon. So YouTube is collecting data about the viewer, okay? The subscribers is just a benchmark. That's just to say, okay, can you draw enough attention to anybody in YouTube to get at least 1,000 subscribers, okay? And we all know that, if you push hard enough, you can get 1,000 subscribers. You can get them organically, or you can get them in so many other ways, all right? So can you gather enough audience to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours? Well, after that, it's all about the viewer. What is the viewer like about you? Why is the viewer watching you? And what type of ads would be most attractive to the viewer? All right, so blah, 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 blah. So let's talk about ways that we can get our videos to be viewed more. I mean, let's face it, we can make a lot of videos, but just because we make a lot of videos, I know I've made a lot of videos, it doesn't mean that, we're going to be pushed into the algorithm for our videos to be watched. Some people don't even have like 100 videos and they have a lot of subscribers and a lot of viewers. Okay. So the first thing that YouTube is looking at when it comes to the viewer is what they click on. What is the viewer attracted to? So that's why your thumbnail has to really be, catchy. So it's going to make the viewer click on your thumbnail. I mean, whether they're looking for something in particular or not. If they're looking for, how to make a sweet potato pie and your thumbnail is more attractive than the next person's, then that's going to make them click on it. If they're searching for YouTube couples, vlog channels, and once again, your thumbnail is attractive and, it doesn't have a lot of like small writing, hard to read, it catches your eye, then it's most likely that they will click on your video. And so that's the number one way that YouTube tracks viewers, to see what they like that's satisfying. They call that satisfying, if you like the thumbnail. All right. The second thing that they look at, because a lot of people over the years, YouTube has discovered that a lot of people use clickbait, okay? They use clickbait to get you to click on their video, but they don't stay when they realize, oh, this is clickbait. It's not, you said something in the thumbnail that, really isn't true or doesn't exist, or you just tried to draw us in. So the next thing they look at is watch time. How long does the viewer watch your video? Which is why, as a content creator, we try to get people, if we can hold their attention for at least 2 minutes, that's phenomenal. Believe it or not, on YouTube, if you can hold someone's attention, that's phenomenal. Which is part of the reason why I shortened. Previously, I had my intro was super long, okay, just super long, and I cut it tremendously. If you can keep that intro down to 30 seconds or less, and some people say you don't even need an intro because you're trying to capture your viewer for the first 2 minutes at least. If it goes beyond 2 minutes, that's wonderful. You can definitely go into the studio and look at your average watch time, okay? So if your average watch time is over 2 minutes, and that's, in terms of all your videos, your average watch time, if somebody's watching your video for about 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 minutes, you're doing great. You're doing phenomenal, okay? So we want to work towards getting people to not just click on it, because some people, click and say, great video, click, how you doing, click, blah, blah, blah. And even if they leave a comment that's irrelevant to the video, if they've watched it for at least 2 minutes, it's a good thing, okay? So that's way number 2. Way number 1 was the thumbnail. How we getting viewers to look. Way number 2 is watch time. Just because they click, we got to capture their attention for at least 2 minutes. Am I capturing your attention? How many minutes? Oh, I'm on 9 minutes. Oh my God. I hope you're still here. Oh! And then I had the hall in front. That's why it's good to do chapters too, because Somebody might say, well, you said you were going to talk about YouTube and you got a haul in here. Well, if you look at the chapters, you will see that the haul is the first part and talking about YouTube is the second part. I hope I remember to put chapters in here. Okay, next is the click-through. The click-through. The click-through. So the click-through rate is when people see your video, like say it's over on the side, and then they click through, okay? It caught their eye, they click on it, all right? So that's your click-through. So again, if YouTube is putting your video out there and it's advertised and it's clicked through, great. If you're sharing your video on, let's say, Facebook or social media, and somebody clicks through, that's great. You're going to get a high click-through rate for the people that click through or click on your video from another source, okay? So if 20,000 people, remember YouTube is global, see your video coming up the stream and only about 100 or a couple hundred click on it, then that's a low click-through rate, all right? That's why it's important to share, which is number 4. Share, okay? When people share your video, how many people click through from that? Share, all right? So it's always good to share your video out. Share it out yourself, put it on your community tab, put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram. Share your video out, and then that's why you ask others to share it out, because hopefully when they share it with people that are familiar with their channel, then someone will watch it like, oh, okay, this came from Garden Seed, okay, let's go check it out. The 5th one is likes, okay? How many likes does your video get? Now, you'll be surprised. Well, you probably won't. The majority of people do not like your videos, okay? They don't, when I say like, they don't click on the like. You might have 100 views and only 20 likes. It doesn't mean that people don't like the video. It's just not something that people readily do. They don't readily click the like button. That's why we always say like, subscribe, comment, leave a comment, because people don't readily like the video. If you'll notice that like rate is extremely low compared to the number of people that watch your video. Comments, of course, when people leave comments, that helps, because that also means that they watched the video. If they've spent some time watching the video, usually greater than 2 minutes, then they'll leave a comment. Some people will leave more than one comment, you know what I mean? So that's good. That's a good way to get more views. The other way, which is the YouTube way, is called YouTube responsibility. And what that means is YouTube decides, depending on what your content is and depending on, keywords that they're looking for. Like, if you say certain keywords, then the responsibility of YouTube is, especially if they're negative words, is not to publish your video, not to throw it into the algorithm as frequently, because your content, you've seen that new guide, your content is questionable, it's this, it's that. So if it's any of those things, then the responsibility of YouTube is not to send it through the algorithm, because you might be saying something offensive. Y'all know about that who are monetized, ad liability. You might be saying something that's not true. It could be your opinion, but it's definitely not true. And so they don't want to promote certain types of content that, however you want to describe it. It could be your truth, but it's not the truth. How about that? So again, we're looking at ways of how viewers get exposed to your videos, okay? So we've got the first click, which is the thumbnail. We've got watch time. We've got the click-through rate. We've got shares, we've got likes, we've got comments, and then we have the responsibility of YouTube, whether or not they feel your channel is, responsible enough to go ahead on and be pushed out there. So, once again, if you're cooking, something you're doing that can be easily identified it's going to inevitably grow, period. All right? If it's easily identified, cooking, sewing, crocheting, cooking desserts, baking, fixing cars, whatever it is that's easily identified, because there's an audience out there for it. So if it's not easily identified, YouTube has to try to figure out who's the audience. And only the algorithm can do that by looking for key words, okay? So it's kind of like this, and I'm done with it. It's kind of like when I used to give an exam, and in the exam, if you're putting in the answer electronically and the answer is 4, and someone types in F-O-U-R, and they come back and say, well, I got it right because I typed the word 4. Well, I'm like, well, that wasn't one of the choices for you to type in that I put in my math algorithm. The key word that I was looking for was the number 4. So you got to watch those keywords and those the topics and what the channel is all about. Okay, so that's it for today. Like I said, the longer I talk about it, the more complicated and probably somewhat boring that it can be. But just remember, there are several different ways of getting views. Viewers are the key, okay? Viewers are the key. Okay, so when you talk about when you talk about subscribers versus viewers, roughly about less than 10% or less of the people that subscribe to you actually watch your videos, okay? And if you look at your videos and you look at your numbers, you can see that for yourself, okay? Somewhere between 1 and 5% are probably watching, but if you're in the 100,000s, then you may have 10% watching, okay? But if you get like 50,000 views, most of those views are not subscribers. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Most of the people that watch your channel are not devoted subscribers. Okay, so don't look for subscribers to be faithful. All right, this is my last piece of information, and then I'm out. 96% of all YouTube channels have less than 10,000 subscribers, and 84% have less than 1,000. Okay, so if you have more than 1,000 subscribers, you've crossed over into that 16th percentile. Okay, that have more than 1,000. Woo! Yes. Even though the odds were against us, we did it. Oh, don't you feel good? 84% of YouTube channels have less than 1,000 subscribers. And 96% have less than 10,000. So on the road to 10K, when you get to the road to 10K, then you're in the 4 percentile. The 4 percentile of YouTube channels that have 10,000 or more. Okay? So let's get there. All right? We can do it. You can absolutely do it. We can do it. Okay? You can absolutely do it. You can absolutely do it. Okay? All right. Love y'all. Be blessed. Have a blessed day and a purposeful life. And know that I love you with that. AGAPE. Love.